Hello and welcome to the Art of Artisan. Explorer Anthology and Historic Anthology came out, and so we're going to be going to Historic today and abusing some of the commons and uncommons that we got from that. The biggest thing that Pauper players have been excited about are these new bridges. These don't look like much, they are just enters the battlefield tapped lands, but they're indestructible artifacts. Some cool things that people do with this, they run them in affinity decks where the artifact matters. Cleansing Wildfire, if you know that card, it destroys target land and its controller searches their library for a land and then you draw a card. You can cast it on your own bridge, destroy it, quote unquote, and then get a land out of your deck. So it can be a ramp spell in red for 2 mana. But what we're going to be doing with these lands is we're going to be abusing the fact that they're artifacts and indestructible with Ensoul Artifact. So we play a bridge on turn 1, then we play another bridge on turn 2, then let's say we play some sort of island or swamp or whatever, and we cast Ensoul Artifact on a land. We now have a 5/5 indestructible that can attack this turn on turn 3. We've got backup versions of Ensoul Artifact that are a turn slower and a little bit weaker, like Animating Fairy can make it into a 4/4. Also note that Animating Fairy, we can cast it on something and then later draw an Ensoul Artifact and turn the artifact into a 9/9. Kenku Artificer, similar to Animating Fairy, does it permanently and turns it into a 3/3 flying. And Tezzeret's Touch is also a 5/5. So, Bridge, Ensoul it, we've now got an indestructible creature that's massive and we can beat down and usually win with that. But we need backup in case we don't draw bridges. We've got Network Disruptor, which is also useful for tapping down blockers, Ginger Brute, which is unblockable if we pay 1 mana, and Ichor Wellspring, which with Tezzeret's Touch this is particularly good because when it dies we get it back to hand, we draw a card, we can recast it, draw another card. So this is a bit of a card advantage engine when we Ensoul it. And then we are a tempo deck. After we get this one of these cards Ensouled, we are just going to Spell Pierce, kill our opponent's stuff, Jawari Disruption counter whatever they did, Heartless Act, kill stuff, Crush the Weak, kill stuff, and we're going to try and keep our card advantage up with Expressive Iteration, which is a busted card, not legal in Explorer, not legal in a lot of formats, shouldn't be legal in a lot of formats, is what I should say, and it's super good. So that is our Ensoul Bridges plan. I have played this deck a little bit, and more than anything, it's hilarious. People will try and use removal spells on our indestructible lands. They'll go, "Oh, that's okay. I can just, fatal push it. It's a 0 mana cost creature. Well, it's indestructible as well." So hopefully we'll get some opponent punts along the way so you guys can enjoy that. But let's get to the games and see how it does. Game 1 with Ensoul Bridges versus Sack. And this hand is okay. I don't like double Ginger Brute and only 1 Animator. I don't like only 2 lands. I'm gonna go risky and mulligan it. Okay, this is better. This is better. We don't have red mana, which kind of sucks. But we do have Ensoul Artifact, which is a powerful card on a bridge. Oh, sweet. Our opponent doesn't look like a Duress deck or a Thoughtseize deck, but I'm just gonna do this anyways. They also look like a deck that can't handle this once it's down. Red, Rakdos, those sort of colors really struggle. Okay. Oh, Dreadhorde Butcher, okay. Getting in, getting in. Nothing good here. Now the question is, do we try and race or do we just leave this as a blocker? We're gonna try and race this game. Maybe the wrong call, but it is only 4 hits and we win the game. And our opponent's going to need a bit more than that, and if they ever put up enough blockers, we can just still block the Dreadhorde Butcher. Village Rites. Cast it. Cast it, opponent. Removal spell is our best draw. Most likely. Red mana's okay too. I'll take red mana. Expressive Iteration can find us removal eventually. Oh, cast your removal. Cast a Fatal Push. Please cast a Fatal Push, opponent. I don't know what they were thinking about, but they were thinking about something for a second. Claim the Firstborn into Village Rites. Oh, yikes. Yikes, yikes, yikes. Yeah, that's one way to deal with Indestructible. Sacrifices our land. Okay. We need to be a bit more defensive now, I think. So we're going to Tezzeret's Touch our Drossforge Bridge and just leave it back for now. If our opponent has claimed the Firstborn again, we just straight up lose. But we will no attacks. Yeah, this is dangerous. Swinging in. It gets Oh, it doesn't get trample. Oh, this isn't going to work, opponent. Unless they can sacrifice it. Oh, they... Wow. What a weird deck. That is not your normal Is It Sack deck. It's a Yoinkin Sack with pump spells. Alright, on to game 2. Game 2, playing against Stefan B. from France, I think. And our hand is lacking black mana. We're running so many tap lands. We should have good mana. But we do have Animating Fairy and a Bridge. Black mana is kind of common in our deck. But I think we have to mulligan it. Oh no. Oh, actually, this is keepable. This is keepable. We will bottom one Bloodchief's Thirst. And hope. We'll hope that Expressive Iteration pulls us out of this. But this is real bad. Hello. So one issue that our deck has is... Oh, sweet, that's good. We're halfway there. We just need a bridge or something to Ensoul. Yeah, one struggle for our deck is opponents who can bounce or gain control of or exile our creatures. Also, it looks like our opponent's on some sort of... I'm not sure. Alright, we're going to hold up Jwari Disruption and then Expressive Iteration next turn. You should always Expressive Iteration turn 3 when you can play a land off of it. I know that's pretty much common knowledge at this point, but in case someone new to this, to Expressive Iterations watching, we will Jwari that. We do not want our opponent casting some sort of Ulamog or whatever. Okay, that's the third Expressive Iteration. Alright. We're going to want Drossforge Bridge down now, so we can get Heartless Act online, and Tezzeret's Touch online. Forsaken Monument, yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, so our opponent's a Forsaken Monument deck. Can they beat us if we just Ensoul Artifact and start beating down? Let's see. They're going to make a ton of mana. We've got only a 4-turn clock. Probably not fast enough. Spires of Industry, Guardian Idol. Oh, they also gain life, that's right. Forgot about the life gain. We're drawing lands. Let's Expressive Iteration. And Spell Pierce could be good. We'll put that in hand. Put an island into the library, exile an island. And sadly, maybe I shouldn't have Ensouled the Drossforge Bridge, or played it first, because I was forced to Ensoul it. I'll play Network Disruptor, tap down their potential blocker. And swing in, holding up Spell Pierce. The odds that Spell Pierce does anything here is very low. Our opponent has so much mana, but if they go for some big artifact or whatever, Mind Stone, okay. They gain 2 life. They now have the City's Blessing. What is City's... Oh, Arch of Araska cares about that. We're going to play Silver Bluff Bridge. And we're going to just try and increase our clock for the future and Ensoul this Silver Bluff Bridge. Hope our opponent can't do much about this. They are low on cards in hand, though they can sacrifice the Mind Stone. And they can start using Arch of Araska. Okay, turning on a Guardian Idol. Turning on a Guardian Idol. I don't think they know how Indestructible works. Double block. Double block and forget that we're indestructible. Yeah, that's fine. We'll kill one. Yeah, they should have just turned on one, because this is pretty much just a trump block. No, they've got enough mana. Spell Pierce is not going to be good this matchup. They cannot... Wait, they can? Where's all that mana coming from? Oh, Guardian Idol. That's good. That's good. Okay. I think we're actually just going to play out Ginger Brute. Because we want to... Like, Spell Pierce is just not going to do anything. Yep, that's indestructible. Opponent looking at it. Why is this not dead? Ooh, Extinction Event. On odd. And even. That's good. That'll get us. And we are dead at this point. Yeah, our opponent just can draw so many cards and gain so much life. And they're just going in already with idols. Okay. Ensoul Artifact is a good draw to turn on Ginger Brute. Extinction Event was real good for our opponent. That's not a good draw. Ensoul Artifact, one of our top 3 cards. Kenku Artificer, I suppose works. Kenku in hand, Crush the Weakened Library, exile Mist Vault, and swing in and hold up Spell Pierce, because who knows? We may catch our opponent perfectly tapping out. Okay. Cascading Cataracts. Drawing cards. Yeah, this colorless deck gains a surprising amount of life, I think, is our biggest issue. And that Extinction Event was very timely. Ugh. We want to face control decks that just don't have answers to this, which is surprisingly common in Historic right now. People will just look at it, try to kill it, and then scoop up the game. They do have a 2-turn clock on us right now. Swinging in, swinging in. Hitting us down to 8. No castling that costs exactly enough that we can Spell Pierce it. Darn. No Spell Pierce today. Okay. We can Kenku Artificer, a land. This gives us a blocker as well. We'll keep the black land. But to get our clock as fast as possible, we are just going to Ensoul up this Network Disruptor. And get him for 6. We've got 1 blocker. If our opponent can't kill it, we are now threatening 8 damage in the air, plus 1 unblockable damage on the ground. We have Heartless Act. We've got Spell Pierce up for next turn, but that's not going to be good enough for this turn. Oh! Extinction Event. That kills us. That's game. Alright. Well, opponent top decked the second Extinction Event. I'm assuming they top decked it. Ugh. And we are off to a terrible start with this deck. Despite it being a winning record in testing. On to game 3. Game 3 versus Chamner. And I don't know what's going on. This deck has had terrible draws this whole video. Like, we only have 5 basic islands in the deck. Yeah, we have to mulligan. No animation spell. That's really rough, but I think we'll just keep this. And we'll dump a mountain. Yeah, this is really sucking. Maybe when I was testing the deck, I hear that the client is not the best shuffler at times. And if we restart the client, because I restarted the client before doing the video, sometimes that leads to the shuffler acting slightly differently. So I think I had a good shuffler. I don't know. Maybe I'm just a conspiracy theorist. We do have the animating fairy next turn, although we won't be able to get in with the land. Oh gosh. Alright, so we just need to remove our opponent's creatures, and I think we're good. Because if our opponent doesn't have any creatures, then their Raid Bombardment and Cavalcade of Calamity aren't going to do much. Do I play the land? I think I do. Dry Disruption's a good card, but it's going to be better as a Jwari Runes. Opponent. Fervent Champion. Okay, Haste is powerful here. They've only got 1 creature. Yeah, this is... Oh, Spitfire. I love this deck. Too bad. I'm going to just remove both. Goodbye, Spitfire. Swing in at our opponent for 5. And your go, opponent. They draw a land, they might turn on Den of the Bugbear, which is why I'm not casting Heartless Act yet. That's another reason not to. Fire Prophecy, sure. Kills our Ginger Brute. Loots a card. And we're not going to well, I guess it doesn't matter yet. We'll let our opponent get in with Fervent Champion because we're killing the Pyreling. Lots of triggers. I'm not sure about Raid Bombardment in this deck. It's just a little bit too slow for my liking. Destroy target creature with no counters on it. Goodbye, Pyreling. Expressive Iteration. Risky play. But if we hit a blue source, we can cast Animating Fairy and have a good blocker. No blue source. But Tezzeret's Touch. In hand, we don't have a blue source. Yeah, we'll still do it. Tezzeret's Touch in hand. Expressive Iteration into the library. Mountain exiled. Now we've got this awkward, can't do anything despite having everything. Okay. If our opponent like all-out swings and leaves behind no blockers, we can Tezzeret's Touch the Drossforge Bridge. Oh, we can still do it and tap down. Network Disruptor coming through. Okay. Network Disruptor. And now we've got this awkward moment where, oh no, we don't have anything to enchant because our Silver Bluff Bridge needs to be tapped for this. But we can enchant the Drossforge Bridge and swing in for 9. And that is the game. Opponent seemed to have a bit of an awkward draw with no early hasters, but I think that's the price they pay for having too many Cavalcade effects in their deck. On to game number 4. Game number 4. We're fighting against confusion here. And we've got an okay hand. Too many Spell Pierces. I'd only usually want 1 in the hand, but it may end up being valuable this game. We'll see. We're probably going to Kenku the Ichor Wellspring, actually, of all things. Ugh, that's not good color to be facing with Spell Pierce in hand. Green doesn't like to play non-creature spells that much. And more Elves, yep. Okay, we can just, yeah, let's just play out the Ichor Wellspring. Call that good for now. Expressive Iteration. Probably going to be too slow to be useful this game. An opponent, oh, they're Elves. They're Elves and they've got Beast Whisperer down. That's dangerous. I think we're actually going to Ensoul that Ichor Wellspring. Oh, shoot. We can't leave up Spell Pierce. I was thinking, in case our opponent has something weird up their sleeve, we can Spell Pierce it. Did not think that through. I guess next turn we can Kenku Artificer, the indestructible land. That's kind of good. But opponent has all the mana in the world here. Plus more. And they can just draw cards. They're going to draw raw cards. Sky Shroud Lookout draws them 2 cards. And oh, what would be super good here is not that. Well, that's good, but it's not the super good card I was thinking of. We will Heartless Act, killing the Beast Whisperer, I think. Yeah, Beast Whisperer just lets our opponent chain a bunch of spells next turn with all their mana. I think we cut their cards, not their mana. Because they already have enough mana, I think. Okay, they take it. We have Spell Pierce up in case they try to do some sort of like finale of devastation. Okay, Gwynen's Elite. Oh my goodness. Crush the Weak right here. Literally just wins the game. It wipes the entire board right now. Because after Archdruid dies, Gwynen's Elite is a 2/2. Same with Pelt Collector and Llanowar Visionary. Oh no, it doesn't anymore. Shoot, we lose. We lose. Oh my goodness, this is ridiculous. Yep, opponent can get in for 3. They can get in for a gazillion next turn. Let's Expressive Iteration and see what we can hit. Though it does nothing. Yeah, this does nothing. We lose. Oh my goodness, we just did not have all of our removal and double Spell Pierce against Elves. Well, losing record. Let's see if we can at least make it a decent losing record. Game 5. Game 5. Playing against Stokaxo. And we cannot draw a good hand. We cannot draw good hands for some reason. I guess this is okay. But still, it's a little bit painful. Oh, we're facing a Numari, the collector deck. Interested in what type their deck is. Probably creature. Most of them are creature, but it could be something else. We're going to need blue mana eventually, but I want to get Ginger Brute down this turn. We can start playing tap lands later. Just got to get our clock going fast. Okay. They are Simic. We have all of our removal going. So this turn, we can do this. We can hold up Fatal Push. Hopefully our opponent's not playing something too big this next turn. Oh, I probably should have played Jwari Disruption down first. And we might top deck an island. Oh, that's what they're doing. That's 4 mana. That's safe from Fatal Push. Okay. Jwari Disruption. Holding up Power Word Kill. No attacks. Pass the turn. 2 animating fairies, only 1 bridge. Great Horn, sure. Our opponent may be the kind of deck where they're going to try and win without. Okay, they don't have. They're just Simic. They don't have any swamps. I would guess. Otherwise, they would have tutored one up with this, right? Yeah. Okay. So now we can Animating Fairy. Turn on this Drossforge Bridge. Get in with the Drossforge Bridge. Hit them that way. We want them to swing in so we can Power Word Kill and Fatal Push and yada yada next turn. Just kind of go ham on them. Gem Razor. Oh, try to kill our Drossforge Bridge. Try to kill our Drossforge Bridge. Dang it. You can always hope. Swing. Swing, opponent, please. Mistvault Bridge. Ichor Wellspring. Which we are going to animate very soon. I'm fairly certain. Tezzereth's Touch, no less. Drossforge Bridge, get in there. And if our opponent mutates, they will be forced to destroy our Ichor Wellspring, maybe. And then we can Fatal Push them if they swing. Okay. Oh, we didn't have the mana to Power Word Kill there. That's rough. Auspicious. Oh, that's their plan. Okay, well, they tapped it down. We do get to kill it this turn, but they get 4 permanents. Plus another land. Their hand's full. Oh, thank you. However, you are no longer a mana value that I can kill. Scoot Swarm. Gosh dang it. We'll kill the Scoot Swarm. They're gonna get another one though. We're gonna have to Blood Chief's Thirst that one. Okay, Power Word Kill. Get rid of this Starix. We cannot let that continue. Then Island. We've got to kill the Scoot Swarm. Okay. Next turn we can Ensoul Artifact on the Mistvault Bridge. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? Are you... Okay. I understand why Scoot Swarm's in the Mutate deck. You can mutate onto it and then make a bunch of copies of the mutated thing. I think it's a bit of a win more strategy, but it's going to save our opponent here. We have no way to get past them. We do. We have Crush the Weak. We do not have Crush the Weak. Come on. Put one of them into our hand, Spell Pierce. One of them into our library. Exile one of them. Play the Silver Bluff Bridge. We are in need of that. We'll play Animating Fairy just to get in the sky a little bit. Ginger Brute is an okay draw. Our opponent not having a gazillion lands is a good draw. Oh. What the heck? Their deck is so dumb. Ugh. Yeah. Okay. Alright, losing record. This video, we had a pretty poor showing of the deck. I don't know what was wrong. We had a lot of dead cards, it felt like at times. We had a lot of just clunky draws with our mana, which is sort of surprising considering we're running more non-basics than basics, but we just couldn't get the right colors anyways. And overall, my record, though, is a solid 14-9. I believe that's what it was. And so I feel like the deck is better than this video made it look. We ran into Extinction Event, which is an issue for the deck. We ran into Scoot Swarm and other swarmy stuff, which did make it hard for us to get in sometimes. Cards that underperformed and overperformed. Network Disruptor did give us our one win. We maybe would not have won that game without Network Disruptor. Spell Pierce underperformed pretty badly. Yeah, this card, I'm not sure we want it in the main deck. I'd probably switch it out for something. And our removal actually didn't feel that good. It felt like even when we used our removal, it wasn't removing enough. Against Elves, we killed a couple of their creatures, and then they just played 20 more. It was useful in the one match that we won, but that match I think our opponent was playing clunky anyways. It wasn't that useful against the Mutate pile because of Hexproof, and because they had Scoot Swarm, which was bad. I think if I were to change the deck a bit, I would want more Crush the Weak. I feel like Crush the Weak was the card that we were really hoping for multiple games. So I might go up to 3 or even all 4 Crush the Weeks in the main board, and perhaps go a bit more counterspelly without Spell Pierce. Like Dwari Disruption may be better than Spell Pierce. So I'd probably go like Dwari Disruption up, trim Bloodchief's Thirst down twice, put 2 Crush the Weeks in, accidentally cut a negate out, put the Bloodchief's Thirsts into the sideboard, Crush the Weak, and that looks like it would have done better against what we ran against today in general. One thing that I did to the deck that I, just for the video, is I felt like Ichor Wellspring was bad, so I cut 2 of them. Maybe I should go back up to 4 because I was winning a lot more with 4. But overall, the deck is fun to play, I feel like. Getting an indestructible creature has been fun in the matches where it went well, which I didn't really get to show that much in this video, but there are some really fun interactions with having an indestructible creature and gumming up the board, and lots of weird decisions with combat. We saw that a bit in the very first game, like trying to decide whether we attack or block is a very difficult decision sometimes. For sideboard, protection for our bridges, it deals with all the stuff our opponent might do, ways to remove stuff our opponent might do, negates as well, same idea. Shrewd Negotiation is kind of a funny card in this deck. We can exchange a land to gain control of any artifact or creature. That's not super useful all the time, but in a matchup like against Forsaken Monument, we might want to steal the monument, something like that. And then just more removal, some graveyard hate. Soul Guide Lantern is especially good graveyard hate, because if we need to, we can just Ensoul it. And that's Ensoul Bridges. Should you play this deck? I actually think yes still. I think this deck is worth making. It's fun to play. I'd like to see your guys' variation on it. I went Grixis because I wanted the sweepers and I knew Expressive Iteration was a powerful card. You need to be Dimir, I think, to get Tezzeret's Touch. Getting a 5/5 is far more important than, like, if we had 4 of each of these, we'd still have the same amount of animation effects, but I feel like the deck would be weaker. I think Tezzeret's Touch is a solid animation spell, so I think the deck needs to be blue-black. Also, because we want to have 12 bridges in the deck, you want to be 3 colors. So leave your thoughts in the comments. What colors should this deck be? Is there a better way to build it that's less tempo-y, more controlling, more aggro? I'd love to hear your thoughts. I'm personally leaning towards Esper and removing all of our removal for things like Portable Hole. We could even maybe go Azorius and do like Portable Hole and such, and then just animate the glass caskets and the portable holes. I don't know if that's a good idea. It leads to a lot of blowouts. But thank you for watching the video, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the deck, even if it didn't do that well. And I will catch you next week. Until then, keep enjoying Budget Magic.